Welcome, everyone. We are dealing with you today. We're Expedia Cruises on our travel talk featuring the world of Azamara and our very special guest, Captain Filip. For those of you who have not been on a Zoom call before, everyone is muted due to the size of the group. You do have control if you want your video on and off. I find that with COVID, we're so separated. So if you feel comfortable, please turn your cameras on so we can see your lovely faces. If you do have any questions, there is a chat feature on your machine and you can put your questions in there. We will be answering them during the presentation and also after the presentation. So thank you everybody for joining us. My name is Lisa Antflick. I'm one of the consultants at Expedia Cruises. Today's travel talk is being hosted by the 6 Edmonton and area location stores. We started these travel talks to inspire you, to educate you about what's happening in the travel industry, and to help you plan your future vacations. So believe it or not, we just passed 1 year that travel has shut down. And if you are on this call, you probably love travel and love to see the world. Travel fulfills us, that's why we do it. And if you're like me, you are missing it. And I can't wait to get back to traveling when it is safe to do so. This is probably the longest I've gone without having my suitcase packed and my passport in hand. And I was actually thinking that I kind of got ripped off for my 10-year passport because I'm going to probably miss about 2 years of it, but I don't think the government's going to do anything for that. But I am very, very optimistic with the news of the vaccine rollout. Travel will start again. Most of you on this call have either got the first shot or know when you can get it. I got my first shot 2 weeks ago, and I'm really excited because I know that's the first step in getting back to the world we once knew in travel. Our Expedia offices are open for you. Right now, due to restrictions, we ask you to call or email to set up appointments for us. Our professional consultants are here to help you plan your bucket list travels and also help you navigate through the new complexities of travel because it will look different when we start to travel again. So today we are having a very special event. We are joined by Eva Horn, Business Development Manager from Azamara, who will share with you a little bit about the world of Azamara. And I am thrilled to have our special guest coming to us from overseas. Captain Filip is master of the Azamara Quest. He has given us the privilege of this exclusive interview, and he will be sharing his life with us as a captain, as well as his vast knowledge about his home country of Greece. So welcome, Eva and Captain Filip. And now I'm going to turn it over to Eva to share with us a little bit about the world of Azamara.
Thanks, Lisa, for the fantastic invitation for the fantastic introduction on, not only Azamara, but of course the world of travel that we all love and miss so much. Azamara is a very, very special company because we do things differently in the cruise sector and that cruise environment. Why Azamara? What makes us so special and unique is we connect people, to cultures, to themselves when they're traveling, and to look at life with a different perspective. How do we do that? Under an umbrella, what we call destination immersion. We travel to those smaller, less traveled ports. We go to unparalleled destinations. We ensure that we stay longer in port. And for us, a late night or a longer stay is anything that's past 8 p.m. We have overnight stays, sometimes 2 or double overnights in beautiful places like Seville or in St. Petersburg, Russia, which allows us with our late nights and our overnight stays to offer things like night touring. We have immersive cultural experiences, and this is really part of our DNA and very authentic to what we do. We have beautiful boutiques, hotels at seas that hug the coastlines of the world, offering you that feeling of a home away from home when you go back to a beautiful ship at the end of the day. It's personally rewarding in every way because we offer all of these big advantages that really do make the difference. It's quality, it's value, and it's a promise to each one of you traveling with us that we will immerse you in the destination to really ensure that you connect. It's that focus with our time in port with overnight and late night stays. Now with Azamara in our...
Can I interrupt? Did you want to share your screen?
Oh, sorry. Can you not see my screen?
I cannot see your screen right now.
That's not good. Hang on one sec. Let me get that back up for you. I thought we had this all set. 1 minute here. My apologies. Can you see it now, Lisa?
We need the presentation mode.
You will get it in 1 sec here. Sorry about that. My apologies. How about now?
We got it.
Got it. Okay, let me go where I was. There we are. All about exactly what we are so well known for. Thanks, Lisa, for the interruption there. So with Azamara, we have different types of voyages that we love to offer our guests. In our brochures, you will see voyages that cover a large geographical area. It would be something like all of South America, or perhaps the Black Sea or Northern Europe. Then we have incredible voyages partnered with some of our tour operators as well as providers that take our clients to world events, things like the Monaco Grand Prix, the British Open with our partners like Perry Golf, the French Grand Prix, or the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. But the ones that I love the most are our country intensive voyages. These are really special and our clients love these. These are more destination specific focus, which really gives us that opportunity to dive deep into each and every country. So not broad stroke, but definitely an immersive experience into each country that you see. And here's some examples on my screen, from France to Croatia to Spain, Italy, Iceland, Norway, Turkey, South Africa, Japan. And one of my favorites, of course, is Greece. And that's the reason why a lot of you are here today. Azamara has 51 voyages that start or end and include ports of call in Greece. And these are incredible. This is really small ship cruising at its absolute best. And it's really where we shine. It's life slowed down. And in all of these gorgeous ports, you'll explore them inside and out, meeting people, experiencing culture, and seeing what you really want to see on shore rather than just being entertained on board the ship. You will be inspired by the traditions and all of the incredible moments that are authentically given to you by our incredible onshore team, as well as on board. So you can see some of the places that we visit here that touch into these incredible ports. We have the Black Sea in northern Greece, the Mediterranean melodies, the ancient wonders. One of the ones I did last year was the Dalmatian and Amalfi coast, the Aegean, Spain, and so many more. The one that I love the best, of course, is our Greece Intensive. Now, this is where we really dive deep, because you can take a look at my map on the screen there and you will see all of these incredible ports that we visit. This is a kaleidoscope of discoveries, and you'll certainly hear a little bit more from Captain Filip here, but full of antiquities, culture, incredible food, amazing people. You know, it's steeped in legend and culture and history. And I love, like in all of Greece, there's over 6,000 beautiful islands, and something like, what, 227 of them are only inhabited. So when we get an opportunity to sail to these small little places and anchor just offshore, and again, we're there for late night or throughout the entire day, you really get an opportunity to reflect on that incredible port of call that we're in. I personally remember, you know, visiting some of these ports and having just time to reflect in an incredible seaside restaurant, eating some of the amazing food, sipping some of the incredible wines from the local regions. And that's what stirs my soul and brings me back to these places that we travel to. Those are those memories that truly do last a lifetime, and those I'll really cherish. So with Azamara, your beautiful boutique hotels at sea, I'm going to talk about these very briefly. We have 3 incredible sisters in our fleet. Now, soon to be 4, as we've just acquired another one. These ships are beautiful. They are incredible ships that are purpose-built for the type of destination, type of cruising that we do. Now, they are all identical on the inside, and you'll get a chance to see those in my coming slides here. But what I love about these Azamara ships is they have beautiful character on the inside of them. And you're going to hear me say it again and again. These are gorgeous boutique hotels at sea. that truly feel like a floating home for you when you're traveling. And what makes it, of course, is not only the crew, but the incredible interior and all of the finishings that we have on the inside. We have wonderful suites and staterooms to welcome you home on board the ships. These are all formal Renaissance class ships that have been completely reimagined from top to bottom. And on board our beautiful ships, you will find beautiful contemporary finishings. The staterooms are spacious. The ambiance is very relaxed and congenial. It never feels stuffy, and it never feels pretentious in any way, shape, or form. We have beautiful suites and staterooms to welcome you, and they're very spaciously designed. We have different types of suite, Club Owner's Suite. We have the World Owner's Suite as well. We have the Club Continent, which is my favorite. We also have gorgeous verandas that you see on my screen, and we also have ocean view and inside rooms as well. So plenty of different types of categories to suit every need. The linens are buttery soft. I can tell you those beds are heavenly. They're very difficult to get out of in the morning, but it's also a very warm, welcoming space to come home to after a really busy day exploring. You know, camaraderie on our guests developed very quickly on Azamara, and I love that our public spaces really is conducive to having just wonderful conversations. You can relax comfortably on the beautiful pool deck. You never have to put a towel down early to reserve a seat. There's plenty of space. You can go to our spacious lounges and the dining rooms that you'll see, and they're all designed with a very contemporary elegance and beautiful, beautiful feel to them. We have a fitness center and spa, bars and lounges, the den, onboard shopping, and lots of public spaces for you just to relax. We have incredible dining on board Azamara, and that's one thing that I really, really love. And it's probably something we don't put our feathers in our caps enough of. Our food and wine selections on board are fantastic. We have 7 different venues there for you to choose from, anything from very casual to an incredible specialty dining experience in one of our 2 specialty restaurants, which are Aquilina or Prime C. Discoveries is our main dining room and has fantastic food, an array and selection of foods from the area, and incredible service. And what I love, it's all open dining. If you want something casual, you can go to the patio and get a great grilled salmon on a salad and just take in those gorgeous vistas. Or if you want something a little more upscale and a true experience, you can visit one of those 2 specialty restaurants, Aquilina or Prime C, or Steakhouse or Italian. Small surcharge of $30 to get into those unless you are in a suite. But with our friends of Expedia, we have a special offering at the end that will nicely take care of that specialty dining small fee to get you in. Truly an amazing experience. Now, the one thing I really love about Azamara is our inclusive amenities. We have quality and value that really make the magic, and it is unsurpassed in this industry what we give you for the value that you get. Since we launched some 12 years ago, we've really listened to our past guests. We have a very loyal clientele, and we know they love that we include all of these inclusive amenities. So all the gratuities are included on board. Our standard spirits, beers, and wines are included. That's the food and beverages, things like specialty coffees, bottled water, wonderful tea selections, those are included. Our cultural evenings that, of course, I could spend the whole presentation talking about, that really are special. And our concierge services. This is something that our guests really love. So perhaps in a port, you want to do something on your own, you need some advice. That's the concierge services that are available for you. And it's really those added little values that make the layers so rich and thick. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about our heart and our soul, our onboard family, which is our crew. And it's really what makes Azamara so special. They are the ones that create the ambiance that makes you feel like you're truly coming home after a day of exploration. We like to say we help our guests on board for the first time, but it's our onboard crew and family that keeps them coming back again and again. And today we have a very special guest joining us, and that is Captain Filip Azamara. Did I say that correctly? Probably not.
Correct.
I'm sorry, Captain. I've had the privilege of sailing with you to Alaska And it was a very amazing experience. Of course, one of our favorite ports that we go to or sailed to a few years back. But I know, Lisa, you have not sailed with the captain, and I'm sure some of your valued clients have some great questions about our captain and our crew and what life is like on board our beautiful boutique hotels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the mic over to you. You've heard me speak enough, and I'll let you ask some questions of Captain Filip. So we're very fortunate to have him with us today. Over to you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Eva. Well, welcome, Captain Filip. So very, very warm welcome. I'm glad you took the time to spend with us. Can you tell us right now, where are you located?
Well, first of all, allow me to say a big thank you for the invitation, and I feel honored and privileged to be part of this discussion. Since Greece is my country of origin, and I'm always feeling proud and privileged to talk about Greece as well. Right now, I'm located at Port of Glasgow. This is the port that has been chosen almost a year ago in order to have our 3 beautiful ships laid up for the period of the pandemic until we decide that it is safe as a company to go back to service.
All right. Is there a reason that Azamara chose Glasgow as a place to park all 3 of their ships?
I think it's the reason is because it has to do on a big part with financial expenses within a long-term period, and it's also a port that can be well protected during the winter time, comparing to other ports all around Europe.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that. We want to know a little bit more about you. You grew up in a seafaring family. Can you share with us what inspired you to want to be at sea?
Well, I have, yeah, as you well mentioned, I grew up at a seafarer family. It basically runs in the family through generations. I had also the privilege to sail on a boat, which actually my father was a captain and co-owner on this boat. So I can remember myself being on the bridge at the early age of 6-7 years, getting the wheel, playing with the engines and the levers back then. So I think this is the time when I got I would say the injection of the beauty of this profession. So as I was growing up, I loved, I made a few contracts with my father at the age of 14, 15 years old. I got a little bit of experience back there during the summertime breaks from school. And this is when I decided that this is what I want to do, and this is what who I want to be.
Okay. And did you choose Azamara for a reason?
I've been part of Royal Caribbean for a quite extensive time, for more than 20 years. I got offered the position of Azamara, of being an employee of Azamara, and since I have been employed by Azamara earlier in the past, and I knew what Azamara is and what they are doing at the cruising industry, I went for it 150%, I must say.
Yeah. It is definitely a phenomenal line. So regarding being on the bridge, a question that we've received from many passengers is, When do you rely on pilots, and how much do you command the ship yourself?
Well, the pilot comes on board only as an advisor. So as part of the good bridge resource management, and we all have in our minds that the ship needs to be safe at any given point, going through ports that perhaps the vessel hasn't been before, or even ports that vessel has been before, but still can be a mandatory requirement from the port and the local governments to have a pilot on board. He is joining our team as an advisor, give us instructions, information that we might not be aware of. But at the end of the day, the final command and the final call, and of course, the final responsibility still goes to the captain.
All right, thanks for sharing that information.
If you allow me, there is only one place in the world that the pilot is actually having the full command of the vessel and the full responsibility as well, and that would be the Panama Canal.
Okay, all right. Well, you've given us a great education on that. So obviously there's no sailing and there's no passengers on board. How are you and the crew staying busy while you're on board the ship right now?
Our main part is to keep the ship safe while we are waiting here in Glasgow to return back to service. We are keeping a specific number of crew on board. We call them safe manning crew. And while we are all here, we are making sure that the onboard management team will do their utmost to have the people, to have the time of the crew members passing as enjoyable as possible. Let's don't forget that taking into consideration the pandemic restrictions that are here in Glasgow, and restrictions that have been enforced by the company in order to keep our crew safe and healthy, they are not allowed to be outside of the port limits. That being said, it makes our role into keeping them as much as entertained on board more important, I would say. What we do, we are trying to organize some small events for the crew, a little bit of gatherings, taking into consideration, of course, always the safe distances, given the circumstances of pandemic, making sure that they are all well fed. And when I say that we are making sure, I'm including myself on this as well. So there are times during the week that I bring myself down to the galley. After all, it is a period that we are all performing duties that we wouldn't perform during a normal operation. So cooking is something that I do enjoy doing, and I find myself in the galley making some Greek dishes and desserts for the crew, which I must say, after the first 15 minutes that they are served on the messes, they are all disappeared.
Share with us some of the things that you've cooked for the crew.
Some Greek dishes. I have done a full dish of Greek souvlaki with additional gyros, stuffed tomatoes with rice and pork inside. We have done some Greek desserts like halva, Tomorrow we are preparing some local traditional Easter cookies and biscuits. We are also going to have some sweet breads with a traditional Greek recipe. We are making burger days, again with a Greek recipe. So we're trying.
Sounds fabulous. How many crew members are there on board right now?
Right now, we are having approximately 110 crew on board, including the ones that they are at this point in quarantine, waiting for this period to pass until they get out and start working.
So you said that people are doing jobs they normally don't do. So you're cooking. Are you doing the dishes as well?
No time for it. Let me put it this way.
All right, thank you so much. I see a beautiful picture of family, a beautiful little daughter. Can you share with us some of the activities you like to participate when you're not at sea?
I try to keep my life outside from the ship pretty active, and I do enjoy a lot to spend time with my family. I'm quite active on the sports as well. I'm skiing, obviously during winter time in Greece. I do scuba diving. I'm a certified rescue diver. And what I'm actually enjoying a lot, and I love since I was young, is basketball, which I'm actually still playing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And your daughter is absolutely precious. I think you shared with us, she's 6 years old?
She's 6 years old, correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Tell us a little bit about what do you love about being on board a ship?
Well, being on board is can never be a routine. Every day is different, and we do different things. There might be some kind of basic things that could be considered as, let's say, a daily routine, but then again, things happened, and it really keeps us busy. So I guess this quote, if you allow me to say that every day is a different day, it's something that keeps me excited. Another thing that I do enjoy on board the ships is basically the interaction with our guests. I do love to talk with people. I do love to talk with our guests. And as a captain, I'm really interested to see if the reason that they are on board is actually fulfilled. They are on board to have a good time. They are on board to have fun with us. And myself and the crew, of course, we are here to do exactly that, to have them, to make them having the best time of their life.
Okay. And truly, I've been blessed to have been able to sail twice with Azamara, and I agree with you. I think the staff just goes above and beyond to make people feel very, very comfortable. What is your favorite? Well, I think your favorite place probably will be Greece, which we're going to get to talk about. Is there a place in the port in the world that you haven't been to yet that is on your list to sail?
I've been in quite many places all around the world. One place that I haven't been yet is Australia. I have heard a lot of things about it, a lot of good things, and I'm really looking forward to go one day with Azamara as well.
Right, wonderful. Now, when you're talking about the crew and the things that they do, one of the special things that Azamara does is the white nights or evenings under the stars, which is probably a highlight, I think, for everyone. Can you tell us a little bit about what the team does to prepare for this evening?
The White Night is an exclusive theme night from Azamara. It's happening on every cruise. It is very well planned in advance on which ports it's going to take place. And it does require quite some preparation from the crew as well. There is a specific dining experience during that night. There is a different setup, and of course, all hands are out there. You might see the hotel director serving pancakes. You might see the F&B F&B manager cooking at the spot. You might see the chief engineer serving our guests as well. And of course, you will see the captain going around each table. At least this is what I love to do. And as I said before, talking with the guests, trying to see if they are having a good time. And if there is something that I can do better for them, myself and the crew on board, to make sure that we're going to do it.
That sounds wonderful. So I think we're now going to get to your hometown or your home country of Greece. I'm just going to flip back because you said you love to cook. So when we're talking about Greek food, tell us what's your favorite dish?
Oh, I'm very easy with food, trust me. But I would say the favorite dish is spinach rice. It is a cooking food. It is cooked basically, and it contains spinach and rice. It's something that I enjoyed it from when I was young, and I still enjoy it as well. I'm very good in, I'm enjoying barbecue. So whatever has to do with barbecue, it's something that I do enjoy doing and tasting as well. And that involves meat and fish.
All right. Thank you so much. So we have a list here of Azamara's ports. And one of the things about Azamara is being a small ship, it can get into ports that the larger ships cannot get to. And I think most people on this call will know Athens and Santorini and Mykonos, but Azamara can get into some of the other tiny little ports that nobody else can. So will you share with us a little bit of information on these ports? What can we see when we're there? Tell us the highlights.
Of course. Well, Greece is quite famous for the weather. The sun that you are having in, I would say, 80% of the year. The climate, which is very good, especially in the islands during the summer. It's the people, how warm people are. It's the food, it's the entertainment, and of course the thing that those things that they can see while they are on each Greek destination. In other words, it's a combination of excellent good elements, which personally I would take into serious consideration for vacation. And this is what I'm actually considering when I choose to go to a destination for vacation as well. There has been, though, out of that list that you showed me, that I can see you showed earlier on the screen, I have some specific destinations that I have personally been. I have spent quite some time as part of my vacation, and the first one is Agios Nikolaos, as you are showing on the screen. It's actually a destination that I had been during summertime of 2019 with my family. So my experience in Agios Nikolaos is pretty fresh, I would say. Agios Nikolaos is known for having like 3 faces to the sea. It is located on Crite's coast. It seamlessly blends the charm of a small fishing village with the glamour of a chic resort town.
I
And
think
it
you're a
is
little
really
frozen.
Hello?
Is it me or is it you?
Lisa, that would be you frozen right now. Okay, Lisa's going to sign off and come back in. But Philip, you can continue talking about this beautiful place.
Sure, no problem. Well, as I was saying, Agios Nikolaos is a really beautiful city, and it is actually the perfect base for exploring smaller islands around Crete. There are also some very interesting surroundings during Agios Nikolaos, and there are a lot of things to see in Agios Nikolaos as well. You have an archaeological museum. It is of Agios Nikolaos, which is located near the Lake Voulismeni. It's basically the lake that you just showed on the previous slide, which displays treasures from the Neolithic Minoan and Roman eras. There are nearby cafes and restaurants, which are basically offering sweeping views and overlooking breathtaking images just on the lake. There is a very small marina with small boats and little yachts. The access on this lake is a little bit, it is meant to be for small boats, but still it is a great area for walking around. You can see also some other archaeological museums, pretty famous, like Knossos Palace. This is located in Heraklion, basically, and it is uncovering the secrets of Crete history. On this journey to the Knossos Palace, it is you can actually travel to the Museum of Heraklion, boasting a stunning collection of artifacts from Cretan history and prehistory as well. Another location that it is close to Agios Nikolaos is Spinalonga Island. This is a quite famous destination and pretty interesting to see as well. It used to be a former defense fortress, and until I would say from 1957 until 65, 70s, it was used as a leper colony. So all the people who would be sick, they would be transferred on this island. It is also an island that has been part of a quite famous film, which is called The Island. It was transferred around 5 years ago to the Greek TV. It became also an international movie as well. And there is a small village which is opposite from this island, where the biggest part of the shooting took place. It was constructed for that reason as well. Now, as I said before, Lake Voulismeni is a pretty interesting place to walk around. It offers magnificent views. It's very beautiful during the night as well. And it's right on the center of Agios Nikolaos, very close to the place where our ship is docking. If you can see, everybody I believe can see that on the slide that you are showing, there is the position of our docking place as well. It's on the upper part of the slide. So this is where the ship is docked. Now, another interesting place in Agios Nikolaos is a specific road. I would say it is the shopping road of Agios Nikolaos. It's a pedestrian street. It is quite close to the lake, and people go around this street. There are little shops in the area, little restaurants, little coffee places. It's a quite an interesting area to be. You can you will be able to meet as well a lot of locals in this area. Another place which is quite close to Agios Nikolaos, I would say 10 minutes driving, is Kritsa. Excuse me. This is a small village, approximately 11 kilometers away from Agios Nikolaos, and it is consisted by white washed houses into the hillside. It's one of the villages that it is an experience definitely not to miss. There is a small agrotikos συνεταιρισμός. It's an agricultural cooperation, which is consisted by the women of the village, and they make handmade local products. They are having local recipes, local treats, local desserts that everybody can buy and take home with them. And of course, the food in Crete, as we will say quite extensively on this discussion, is an amazing experience. The local drink in Crete is called raki. Raki is something, a good raki is a drink that is made only in Crete, and allow me to say it is extremely strong. It can be up to 75% of alcohol. My personal experience with raki, I'm not a person who drinks, and during my vacation, and I'll just share an experience with you. During my last vacation in Crete, we went to a small trip with family in the mountains, just to see the rest of the villages in the area where we were living and where we were staying. Now, in Crete, there is a specific, if you allow me, tradition of welcoming foreign people at the entrance of each village. So at the entrance of each village, while you're driving, the local old people would stop you, and they would offer you a little shot of raki. Now that would be around 11 o'clock in the morning, and the problem is that if you refuse to drink it, they take it personally, and they can also be offended as well. So I had no other option to have that shots. And you can imagine that after
at 11 o'clock in the morning.
That would be at around 11 o'clock, 11:30. So you can imagine that after visiting 4 or 5 villages, I was not in state to drive. So my wife had to take over driving. That was a little small experience by the Crete hospitality.
When you're there, do as the locals do.
Correct.
All right. And any other favorite ports you have?
Yeah. Chania is also a beautiful place, still in Crete. Chania, it is a Venetian splendor, which gives the area the name of the second largest city as a districtly Italian, with a districtly Italian air in Crete. It has Greek and Ottoman influences, and there is a quite unique history with Chania. From the place that we are docking, it's a distance of 3 miles, and there will be also a complimentary shuttle to the marketplace area. Quite a lot of things to see in Chania. There is the Firka Fortress, which was built late in 1530s, This fort has had many purposes over the years. Actually, in 1913, it was the site where King Constantine witnessed the raising of the Greek flag, signifying the reunification of Crete with Greece. The Venetian lighthouse, quite famous as well. It is an integral part of the expansion and the actually modernization of the harbor in the late 1500s. The lighthouse stands as a city landmark. It's quite interesting as you can walk along the harbor and get a closer view, and of course, magnificent pictures. It's a great opportunity. Venetian dockyards are also in the area. It is a monument to Chania's importance as a trading center for the Venetian Republic. The dockyards are where great merchant ships came for repairs and refitting as well. Crete was in the old days heavily forested and supplied a great deal of lumber for shipbuilding as well. Many of the original dockside warehouses have been remarkably well preserved up to the point and up to the date as we speak right now. Now, the Fragostello Fortress, as you can see in the picture, is on top of the famous exotic beach of Balos with very beautiful views. Balos is also a beach that I would definitely recommend visiting. The water and the sand in the area and generally the place is something that is not to be missed as well. A few other beaches that I would definitely recommend around the Crete area is Elafonisi, very famous, very popular, Falasarna, the Fragostello Beach, Kalathas Beach, and Kalives Beach. Those specific beaches are beautiful and they are close to Chania.
Wonderful. You make us definitely want to go there for sure. Of the list, any other ports that not be missed?
Well, another place that I love, part of the islands of Greece, is Patmos. It's quite stunning island. It has been an important Christian pilgrimage site for its role in the writing of the book of Revelations in the Christian Bible. Patmos has also excellent beaches and great gentle mountains and hills. And for those that they are walkers, they have quite a lot of places to walk around and visit small villages away from the center of Patmos as well.
Okay. Looks absolutely beautiful, the water, the houses.
Yeah, these are pictures from Patmos. Actually, the main center of Patmos is called Hora. It's the capital with its traditional whitewashed homes, narrow lanes, and coastal views as well. The Grotto of Revelation is actually where St. John saw visions that became the book of Revelations, and it is located at the top of the hill, right just above the center of Hora. Monastery of St. John was built 993 years ago, and this is where it was said first that St. John wrote the book of Revelations, and later on a specific monastery was built at the top of the hill.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Any other
Now,
places that you would recommend in Greece?
yeah, I mean, as we have said before, I mean, Patmos has also beaches around in the area, beautiful views, little islands, not being, there are no inhabitants over there, but it's still worth for a visit with local boats that can leave from Chora in Patmos. And it's really worth it for going around on foot. It's not a huge island, so whoever enjoys hiking, it's a beautiful place to walk around. Another place that it is one of my favorites is Spetses. Spetses has a lot of history on Greece, and now since lately we had the 200 years from Greece liberation from the Ottoman war, then I would say that Spetses has played an important role on the Greek War of Independence. What you can find in Spetses, interesting things like Bouboulinas Museum, which is actually honoring a heroine that played a large role at the Greek War of Independence, as I said, 200 years ago. It's the former home of the naval commander, the female naval commander, Laskarina Bouboulina, who basically delivered all her fortune to the Greek war and played also an important role leading the independence troops. There is also a monastery of Agios Nikolaos, which is a short walk from the port. It's a former monastery that includes a striking marble bell tower and was the site where the island's residents raised the revolutionary flag at the beginning of the War of Independence in 1821. Beautiful beaches around the island, and one of the most famous is called Agia Paraskevi, where you can take a bus from the town and head to one of the most beautiful beaches. It's a dense pine forest, provides plenty of shade and sunbeds, and make for a relaxing retreat. It's a place that I definitely recommend.
Well, I think you make us want to go to these wonderful places. Continue.
Well, the main center of Spetses is called Depia Square, where there is also a quiet history behind that during the 1821 Greek Revolution. Nowadays, it's the center for visitors and a hub of the island with many restaurants, cafeterias, pastry shops, and great shopping in the area. Anybody can buy some special gifts to bring back home to their family and friends as well. A careers ride is something that I would definitely recommend, and not only for the romantic ones. It is another way to explore the area, especially the port area of Spetses, and a ride during the sunset will give you some spectacular views, and of course some great opportunities for pictures as well. The picture that you are having on the slide is actually now the old harbor. It is called the Baltiza, and it's located at a distance of 1.5 kilometers away from the previous pictures, away from the new harbor known as Dapia. It was an important shipbuilding center during the 18th and 19th century, and in nowadays it is the port for little and small boats and fishing boats in the area as well. And that is the original house from Laskarina Bubulina, the heroine of the Greek war of 1821. That's her original house, which is now a museum.
Right.
And here comes the food again. So a very local treat that you can find is spetzes. It's a very local dish. It's called spetsofai. You have it on the top picture, top left picture of the slide. It is actually consisted by a sausage or tender pieces of pork with piquant peppers, casserole. Very nice, very tasty, and you can choose how spicy you can have it.
And then I think you're going to talk a little bit about Volos.
Yes, Volos is another place that I personally enjoy going for vacation as well. It is one of my favorite destinations during winter and during summertime as well. It's one of the largest and most attractive cities in Greece, and it is as well as one of the country's most prominent ports. The modern city, built near the site of ancient Iolkos, and dominates the region of Magnesia from its position at the foot of Mount Pelion. Now, Volos is quite famous because if anybody remembers Jason and the Argonauts, it is actually Jason and the Argonauts set off on their quest for the fleece of the golden wooled winged ram Chrysomalos from Volos. That is the connection between Volos and Jason the Argonauts. And you can also find there the what's so called Argonauts Avenue, which is basically an avenue passing bustling cafes, charming shops, bobbing fishing boats, and impressive yachts. Now, another place that it is worth visiting in Volos is Meteora. As you can see from the pictures, it is, I think it's on the next slide that you're having. Yeah. You can have some breathtaking views in Meteora. It's just 1 hour drive from the port of Volos. And the first ones who arrived in the area to use the cliffs of Meteora for spiritual reasons were the Orthodox Christian hermit monks. They came here between the 9th and the 10th century to isolate themselves in the many caves which found scattered among the cliffs. For centuries, those monks lived in absolute and complete isolation. And as the monks were so exposed to weather and other threats, they would regularly receive donations of food, water, and clothing from the local villagers. So this is how basically they were surviving. The villagers honored them as holy men and very worthy of their support. So it was a bond that was really special but unique, as there was a little interaction among them. Now, through the years, the monastery was built in Meteora, and you will be able to find some villages around Meteora as well. On the next slide, you will see another place close to Volos. It's called Makrinica, very traditional and unique area. And it's, I believe, one of the best spots that you can have a walk around. It's full of pedestrian little streets, and the views down towards the Volos Valley is something that it is magnificent. Now, on the next slide is Mount Pelion, which is basically on top of Volos area. Mount Pelion has 24 villages, small villages like Portaria, and it is offering as well magnificent opportunities to walk around, choose one or even more villages, walk around there, speak with locals, speak with people all around. It's something that they do enjoy, and of course quite a lot of things to see in the area, and spend a little bit of time over there. Like every place, there are quite a lot of restaurants and beaches in Volos. Volos is very famous for another drink like raki in Crete, but it's called tsipuro. There are many restaurants that they serve this tsipuro, and you can actually combine it with a memorable meal, because tsipuro can make you a little bit dizzy if you drink it without food. There is a specific area in Volos which is called Tsipouradica. It's not far from where we are docking. It is a place where they are not serving complete full dishes. They are serving small dishes, local treats with tsipuro. So the best way to enjoy these little restaurants is to have something before you start drinking tsipuro, to have a small dish before you start drinking, and this is what they are actually offering. And that would be from my side.
Captain Filip, thank you for sharing your vast knowledge. And again, one of the wonderful things about the small ship of Azamara is it can get into these beautiful, beautiful ports. So thank you for sharing all your knowledge about Greece with us. You've educated us and inspired us. And I'm probably sure that most people that are on this call are saying, okay, when can I go? So thank you so much for joining us on that. I'm going to turn it over to Eva now, who's going to share a little bit more about some of the promotions that are happening with Azamara, and then we will open it up for some questions.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lisa. Just before I do, just thanks to all of the Edmonton area franchises and partners that are all on, and the incredible teams that you all have, because without you, of course, we wouldn't have your support to ensure that clients get a chance to visit beautiful places like Greece. So because you're such amazing partners to us, we want to offer something special. And for those of you who are attending today, we have a special offering of $300 or $400 or $500 onboard spending credit for you. With Azamara, virtually everything is all included on board. So this extra onboard credit can go towards some of these amazing shore excursions that Captain Philip was talking about. It can go towards some specialty dining, some fabulous spa treatments, or anything special that you want to treat yourself to. So all you have to do is talk to any one of the advisors from St. Albert, Sherwood Park, South East, Southwest, or Terwilliger, and of course Randy and Lisa at Edmonton West, and they will set you up with this fantastic offer. Now, currently with Azamara, we are not sailing. We hope to get into the water back in June, but right now we have something very special to offer to you as our guests, and that is called our buy one and get the second one off at 60%. So this is incredible value, and it's also combinable with this. So it's wonderful if you wanted to go to an incredible destination around the world on one of our amazing 3, soon to be 4 ships. They will give you the opportunity to have first guest, second one is 60% off, and then you get the $300, $400, $500. And the nice thing, we also have solo and single rates for those of you who like to travel as a solo traveler. So this is very, very good value for you at that point. And it's also combinable with our quarterly savings if you've sailed with us before, our back-to-back, and our loyalty benefits as well. Now, I know we're in such unprecedented times and you really need that flexibility when you're planning travel. We have that. It's called our Cruise with Confidence. Right up to 48 hours before you sail, you do have that peace of mind to be able to change your sailing right through until April 30th if you book it by the end of May. So hopefully by then we'll have somewhat of a normal travel schedule amongst us, and until then you've got that peace of mind to ensure you've got your travel plans protected. And you know, with Captain Philip, you just explained it so beautifully, but there's thousands of miles of incredible coastline and, you know, thousands of islands, 6,000 of them or something, unparalleled history, amazing food, culture. We could talk on and on about Greece, but what I love about Azamara is we get into those smaller, less traveled ports and we just slow life down. It's unrushed, it's unhurried, and it's our commitment to that destination immersion. So I love this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson: do not follow where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. I will let you pronounce the thank you because I know I will not do it correctly. Lisa, do we have some time with questions or should we just pop those into the box?
I think we've got a couple minutes for some questions. One of the ones that came up is, what is the most challenging port to sail into?
The most challenging port. Well, as long as you are having, you take into consideration all safety measures and weather conditions, and these are all factors that a captain takes into consideration. Now, there are a few ports all around the world that, with a little bit of wind and a little bit of strong weather conditions, they can be challenging. One of them, according to my experience, is a place called East London in South Africa, where due to the limited space in the port for maneuvering, just a little bit of wind can create some challenging experience in order to be able to complete the maneuver.
Okay, wonderful. We have a question from Randy. How fast have you gotten the ship to? Are you talking about speed, Randy? Okay.
Not.
So how fast we can
Randy wants to know how fast you can travel.
The maximum cruising speed that we can have is 18 knots. If we boost a little bit our engines, we can reach up to 18 and a half. I have seen the ship going 24 knots, but that would be because of a current.
Okay, all right. So you shared with us, obviously, from your home country, that Greece is one of your favorite itineraries. What is your second favorite itinerary?
Europe is one of my favorite itinerary generally. I do enjoy it a lot. There are some magnificent places in Italy, Spain, France that we are visiting, and again, it is a combination of values that, for myself, I'm taking into consideration. It's not just the place. It's not just the food. It's not just the culture. For me, for my vacation, is a combination. So Europe is a region that I do enjoy.
Thank you so much. One last question we have, more Eva, in terms of, I know we're all trying to plan far enough in advance. The question is, when will 2023 itineraries be released?
That's a great question. I'm going to have to actually answer two questions in one. So I'll address the 2023. One of the questions that popped up was, how many passengers do our ships hold? So all of them hold on average 700 guests and 408 incredible crew. Somebody also asked me how big our ships were, and they're just over 30,000 tons. Is that correct, Captain Philip? Like 30,277 tons. So again, it's small ship at its best. Our 2023 voyages will hopefully be released soon. Now, I know that's a pretty generic way to explain it, but with the fourth ship in addition, our product team is working very, very quickly and as fast as they can to ensure that we get some amazing ports in there. We visit all 7 continents all around the globe. So we want to ensure that we do it right. We're not just going to rush to ensure that we get product out there. We want to do it the Azamara way. So for 2023, stay tuned. In the coming months, we should have the first set of voyages out for you. And of course, your incredible Expedia team will be the first to give those to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we're all kind of anxious to start to travel again. One more question came in for Captain Philip. What is your favorite As Amazing evening that you've put on?
A good one.
All of them.
They are all wonderful.
That's a tough one, because the venues that we are choosing, they are all one and one. It is all exceptional, and we are trying to get the best out of the location that we are organizing to have the As Amazing. So it is a very long process, by the way, to choose and organize, to choose the port and organize an As Amazing evening. It is a process that takes almost 2 years. So it is something that it is very well and very carefully planned, and very rare we are getting not excellent results out of an As Amazing evening. Now, what I love, what I would hope, and what I'm actually working for, together with the itinerary planning of for the future, is to have an As Amazing evening in Athens, in a place called, in Athens, Greece, in a very popular place. It's actually a big theater just below Acropolis, for those that they have visited Athens, Greece. It's a very popular, international popular place, and a lot of events are taking place there, and this is what we are trying to arrange. We'll see.
I think that would be so exciting. So thank you so much. Thank you, Captain Filip. Thank you, Eva, for joining us. I truly appreciate it. I think you have inspired us, educated us, and made us definitely want to go on a cruise, and definitely on Azamara. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to finish up. Just want to let you know, thank you for joining us. Although travel is currently paused, We will start traveling again. And as Eva was mentioning, 2023 is going to be released. So there is a pent-up demand. And if you have the desire to travel, especially with the Cruise with Confidence, so no risk, I think it's a great time to start planning. Please call your consultants. We are here to help you navigate. Reminder to please follow us on Facebook. Also check our YouTube channels. We post all our events on this. And for those of you who have been following us tonight, we are having another evening with Uniworld and Insight Vacations. Next week, we're going to be doing Virgin Voyages. So thank you for your past travels. Thank you for your future travels. And thank you for the time that you've spent with us today. I wish you the rest of a wonderful evening, and thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.